Well, for more analysis on the Paris attacks, let's go to TRT World's contributor, Myriam Francois-Cerrah, live from London. Myriam, thanks for joining us. What reaction has there been to these attacks from the Muslim community in France?
Well, we've seen a united press statement by France's largest Muslim organizations firmly condemning the attack and expressing solidarity with their fellow countrymen. The Grand Mosque of Paris came out saying they strongly condemned the attacks. The Union of Islamic Organizations in France said it was horrified and very shocked and expressed its sympathy with the victims of the attack. But of course, there is some concern also within that community of a potential backlash, which has already started. We've seen just overnight a number of attacks on mosques that have begun. And so this same community, which is feeling the same shock and concern with the recent events, is also concerned about becoming a potential victim of any backlash against them. I spoke to one young activist from an organization who said to me, he was searching for a friend of his who'd been at the Bataclan concert and who'd been missing and was found discovered dead this morning. So there's this multiple layers, I suppose, that the Muslim community in France seems to be experiencing, the broader tragedy, and then, of course, the tragedy of being associated with these crimes.
Now, Myriam, it's being reported that one of the attackers may have used a Syrian passport to travel through Greece. How do you think this could affect the refugee debate?
Well, of course, this is one of the big arguments that's been wielded against Europe taking in refugees and migrants. One of the core arguments we've heard is that there's no real possibility of filtering or knowing who is coming through, and that amongst them may be extremists. And so, of course, now this will bolster that argument. We've seen Merkel come under attack from the right in Germany already over this. We've heard Poland saying now that it wants much greater assurances about the people that it's supposed to be taking in through EU quotas. In France itself, we're just weeks away from regional elections in which the National Front, the far-right party led by Marine Le Pen, was set to do very well even before these attacks. And of course, although political parties in France had agreed to suspend any campaigning in the wake of this attack, her party was seen saying just hours after the attack that this sort of thing was an indication of what the FN has long campaigned for, which is the need to protect French borders, playing into their rhetoric and, of course, potentially bolstering what was already predicted to be some serious political gains for the party.
Myriam Francois-Cerrah, thank you very much for that update from London.